What's up, YouTube? It's your dude Darryl, okay? You already know what it is, group discussion time. So, we got a pretty awesome topic today. We're going to talk about our favorite superheroes slash supervillain origins today. Basically, you know, the story. Every villain and hero in comics has a origin. Batman, parents. Superman, planet blew up. Goku, planet blew up. Same people. Anyway, that's not what I'm doing today. So, guys, who wants to kick it off first?
First off, I want to say I appreciate y'all invading my movie space today, but I'll let that slide for right now. Ali B, go ahead.
Thank you, Jacob. I'm actually going to do a supervillain. During Villains Week, Villains Month, I really enjoyed Poison Ivy's origin story. If you're unfamiliar, basically she had an abusive father who would beat up her mother, and every time he would say, "I'm sorry," he'd bring her flowers, and then she would plant the flowers in her garden. Eventually, her father murdered her mother and buried her body inside of the garden. And so, you know, Poison Ivy took on that concept that, you know, flowers are deceitful and they can hide stories and lies and things, and so, you know, she works for Wayne corporations, and then
like a kiss. Yeah, man.
she wants to use pheromones to help, like, guide people's actions. And so she presents it to Bruce Wayne, and he's like, this is illegal, no, and since you did that at my corporation, I'm gonna withhold that from you. And so then she, like, it's like, I'm taking my work with me, and she gets all the, like, plant stuff spilt on her, and she becomes Poison Ivy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I've read that run in Villains Month. That was actually one of the better ones. That was pretty good. Just because I feel like Poison Ivy is a famous character, but she's more famous just because there's not a lot of female villains that people tend to get a lot of exposure. It's like, she gets a lot of exposure, but people still don't know who Poison Ivy is.
Sex appeal to her,
you know, the sex appeal, right.
Of course attracts to the males.
Of course, so I feel like that's why that Poison Ivy run was good, because it gave her a solid background. It was actually really different. Like, the whole flower deceit thing, pretty deep. I liked it. It's pretty deep.
And just like seeing, like, the park being overrun by, like, the man-eating plants and things, and then how, like, if you're familiar with the whole Harley thing, how she's like, the Joker doesn't love you, but I could.
Right.
It's kind of hot, so.
What's hot? So, Jacob, we all want to know, who you picking?
Well, I think my pick is obvious. Neo from the Matrix. I'm joking.
I'm a superhero.
I'm doing Superman.
Ah, yes.
Not just because
You're sure you're not doing Goku?
Actually, I am. You see, the story is repetitive. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, who wrote the first Superman comic, well, actually the first Superman comic was written by them, and it was 1933. It was Reign of the Superman. He was a villain back then. But when they remade it, they took some of their faith. You see, they're both two Jewish guys, which is why the story will remind you so much of Moses.
Oh, okay.
The child going up the river to be found by royalty because his people were being slaughtered, which is the same story that repeats itself, which is in Dragon Ball Z. And I don't know if you've seen this, there's been many movies off Monkey King, Monkey Magic.
Monkey Magic.
Monkey King has a very similar story to him. So over in Asia, they derive the same story.
What is Journey from the East?
Journey from the West.
Yeah, Journey from the West.
Or Journey to the West, yes. Journey to the West derive the same story. Even Hercules myths have the same story of the baby that was sent to Earth or found by humans, and then there's some stories that say Zeus impregnated her. So the Superman
all
story.
These heroes got like deadbeat parents and crap.
Exactly, you've got to.
Or just
like Disney characters.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's a totally different topic.
we won't get into that now. But in this version of the story, told many, many times, there's a planet called Krypton. Now, Krypton is about to explode due to overuse of the planet's resources. Now, the best scientist they have on this planet is Darryl. Him and his wife, Zora?
Superman's mom, it's okay.
Superman's mom.
Yeah, that's fine.
Have a baby. If you want to go by the Man of Steel version, by the first one by natural birth.
Yeah, man.
I like that storyline.
Yeah,
But they have a baby, and their mission is to send the baby off the planet, but they send them off with enough information, which I think is one of the cool chords of the story that you don't see a lot.
Yeah.
Like Moses grew up and found out by accident, oh, you're the son of a Hebrew slave. And he just, if you watch the movie, oh, I'm going to be a detective and find out where my mother is.
Yeah, man, Prince of Egypt.
Exactly.
Great movie. Actually, first of all,
I'm talking about Ten Commandments.
Ten Commandments, great movie. But I just want to put it out there. Prince of Egypt, that cast for that? Val Kilmer, Patrick Stewart,
That's a really
Michelle
good cast
Pfeiffer?
too. I really
Oh
like
my
the song.
God,
I'm not even in the
fantastic cast in that movie.
Yul Brynner, Charlton Heston. All I have is let my people go. That's all I have to
I
say
don't
about
feel
it.
a movie room vibe here.
Yes,
But
I can't imagine
It
why.
might be the DVDs in the back.
But no. So in this one, they send him all that information, and to the point where he builds a whole fortress out of what they sent him, which just shows how technologically advanced the society of Krypton was. But also, it shows that like a society like this can still fall. So we really need a hero bad, which all helps and instills what Superman is really there for. And he falls upon Smallville, Kansas, where he is found by Martha and Jonathan Kent. And they raise him with good American morals.
And of course, nobody questions at all Martha about not being pregnant and stuff. They just say they adopted.
They adopted.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not. It's Kansas. Who cares?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nobody lives there.
Cornfields.
Yeah.
Anyway, where he grows up in the Smallville town, goes to the little Smallville High. If you want to go by the Smallville television show, he played football. Season
Right.
4.
Which is pretty ridiculous when you think about Superman playing football.
Yeah.
They should have won
He-
every single game. Matter of
He
fact,
had to hide his
he
superpower.
should have.
Yeah, they won the championship.
Yeah, he should have been literally drafted out of high school to the NFL, to the Patriots or Cowboys or something.
So yeah, Superman's origin story is a story that's been told many times. The twists they put on it, science, the fact they say you are the hope of these people, you know, and the fact that it's not his people, because with every type like Moses, like the Hebrews are his people, so it's like, oh, I'm coming to save the Hebrews, even though you were raised by the Egyptians
Right.
your whole life.
Right.
So the Egyptian kings and princes and queens that raised you are just like, you're all evil, the Hebrews need my help. And Superman, it's like, I don't have a people to save.
Right.
These are the last people I care for. So that whole addition to the story
Right.
makes it one of my favorite origin stories of all time.
Oh, only difference? Superman doesn't kill the people he found. Goku kills his grandfather, so they're not the same. Goku's a murderer.
Yeah.
He kills the guy that cares for him.
Yeah. And you know, in Dragon Ball Evolution, he has a chance to bring him back.
Then wish him back. Then wish back a guy he just met in the movie.
Master Roshi.
A guy he just met. You sure you don't want to bring somebody else back? Maybe somebody to raise you? No, I don't like him. He beat me too much. No.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on here.
Dragon Ball Z was
Uh,
not Dragon Ball.
I just wanted to comment too, short on your Superman. I love that, the comparison with Moses and everything, but briefly, New 52 Superman, love his origin, makes total sense. One of the things that always bothered me about Superman was the whole, why don't his suit never get hurt with him? Kryptonian armor, how is Kryptonian armor now? Love that aspect. They explain how he's not ridiculously powerful, but at the same time he is with the, hey, you can lift the planet, but it's physically impossible just for somebody to push a plane out of orbit thing. That was cool. Like, New 52 Superman makes some sense. Just want to throw that in there, guys. Because I know a lot of people always throw a lot of hate towards Superman because they think he can do everything and he's too strong, which honestly is not true. And you don't know it, guys, if you don't read the comics. But anyway, Quan.
So I guess this kind of ties into what you're talking about in the whole Pharaoh aspect of it. See, Allie and I are clearly the villains of the group. I'm going with Apocalypse first of all.
Oh my God, you're going with the guy that never accomplishes anything. The guy that gets put to sleep by the X-Men every
But
time
you know
he looks
what?
up.
But you know what? You gotta.
No, Apocalypse thing is, hey, I'm cranky, guys.
Can you let him share his origin before you tear it down?
Yeah, you know what? So Apocalypse is one of the very first humans on Earth to be given the mutant gene. He's one of the first recorded in history. Not only did he get this, he saw it after a Celestial and took his armor. First of all, so that is how he has that blue armor. Is he takes it from a Celestial, one of the most advanced beings on the face of the planet, and given the Death Seed. If you guys aren't familiar with what that is, basically what he wants is he has a very Darwinistic attitude towards humans. Basically, what he thinks is that they are the lower species, so that they should be either eradicated or enslaved.
Right.
So how he does this is he's born in the times of ancient Egypt. So what he is he becomes a pharaoh. And he was actually a pharaoh for very many years until he was finally dethroned. The only time.
By Black Adam. It's like I'm
No.
I'm just playing.
He was dethroned the only time in ancient Egypt that's ever happened by Rama Tut, who we also find out is another Marvel Universe villain, who is Kang, the Conqueror. So basically, what this guy's whole thing is that he is this omnipotent being who never ages, and I think that's awesome. And basically, what he does is he carries out, and he carries out this notion of survival of the fittest, and that's always been his thing. So what he does is the Celestial gave him the power to recruit 4 different mutant beings, usually of the lower species. He picked like Morlocks and things like that.
Right.
And basically what he would do is he would have them carry out the death, famine, all the things from the Old Testament, and things like that. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know, yo.
I don't know, yo. So basically, to sum it up,
No.
you sum it up.
I will sum it up.
Okay.
I will sum it up. Not only is this guy so awesome that when he dies, he carries on his lineage. We've seen 3 generations in the last 5 years of the Apocalypse. Apocalypse was finally reborn into a child, and Phantomax murders the crap out of that child. But he passes on his lineage to Archangel, who was murdered by Wolverine, if I'm not mistaken, who passes it off to 2 twins. Now we have 2 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Basically, he's
pretty
coming.
much.
Okay.
What about Strife, though?
Yeah, Strife is nothing to Apocalypse, let me tell you.
I don't know.
Anyway, like I was saying, Apocalypse is an old guy that is immortal, that has a whole bunch of powers, that wakes up every once in a while, gets cranky, and then Cable has to put him back to sleep.
He ain't Darkseid, though.
Yeah, man. He's definitely not Darkseid.
But you know what? He is
He's
one of.
technically not even Thanos.
But he is one of the X-Men's most recurring villains.
He is.
Matter of fact, they also just announced just recently, I think Bryan Singer did it on his
the
Twitter,
Apocalypse.
that they're announcing that after Days of Future's Past, they're doing a sequel to it, X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah, only problem I have with that, how do I have an X-Men universe with no Mr. Sinister yet? Just wanted to throw that out there.
Because it ain't Ralph, though.
But you know what? They're bringing back Origins of Toad. I'm sure we're going to see.
Origins of Toad.
First of all,
Yeah,
they need to get
they just-
Cyclops back before
they
they
just
start going
have-
toe
they
to
just-
Wait a minute. Stop. While we're talking about Origins, why would I care about the Origins of Toad?
They're not making. They're not making a separate movie. It's going to be in.
Oh
It's going to be in Days of Future's Past.
I'm about to say who.
Because no, I'll tell you why you'll care about that. Because he is one of the original Brotherhood of Mutants, which we will see the origins of in Days of Future Past.
Yo,
So
he spits and licks his tongue out, yo. Like there's somebody on Baltimore Street with them same powers, yo. Come on, yo. Like he's not cool. No,
Actually,
I know he's the
Actually,
lick
they're
tongue
really-
of the Marvel.
I'm dead
universe.
serious. If you walk,
I appreciate the reference.
I'm dead serious. There's actually homeless people that do eat pigeons. Like that's not a thing.
I never seen it
I think this is the most.
No, we're talking about
off-topic
Toad, a
discussion.
homeless guy who eats pigeons. I thought we were going to talk, but you're right.
All right, I guess we gotta kick it off to Darryl. Okay.
Nah, I'm just saying. It's just Apocalypse. Just personally is one of my favorites because I feel like he's one of the most least unaccomplished villains, except when he has his whole story arc when it's just like the Age of Apocalypse. 'Cause all it
I was
seems like
going to say he does have his hope.
Didn't
He does. He
I don't
does.
know,
The
yo.
entire timeline.
Didn't Iceman
He
take
does.
him out, though?
He did.
Huh?
He did.
Didn't Iceman take him out?
No, Age of Apocalypse still is recurring because no one can stop it.
Yeah, nobody can stop it.
Matter of fact, it's an ongoing because no one can stop it. After Apocalypse dies, Wolverine takes his lineage. His goals will never die out.
I don't know. I still prefer
Just
Van's
his
right.
Back to you, Darryl, okay, for your lame superhero origin.
My superhero
So there's gonna
origin
be
is not lame.
epiphanies.
Yeah, so guys, just putting it out there right now. Darryl K says we're gonna have a vote to see who should go off the show. We're not saying anybody in particular.
Number 19.
19. But anyway, my broken superhero that I like to say so much is going to be a broken origin. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about my girl, New 52 Wonder Woman. Yes, I love Wonder Woman. Y'all know how
Third time
much.
you've spilled this origin. Go ahead.
Marry her, dog.
Yeah,
It's
you don't
obviously-
think I would? You don't think if I could walk up to Diamond Princess right now, I'd be like, yo,
Reality
girl,
says
yo, I love
episode
you, yo,
2.
marry me. I would, yo, but you know what, yo? She's not real. I can't do that, dog.
She's
and that
as real as
hurts
you
me,
want her to
dog.
be.
You don't got the answers,
She.
yo. But anyway, we're going to talk about the New 52 Wonder Woman origin. And I know I had briefly gone into this a couple of times, but we're going to get the full lay down now. Okay, so let's talk about it. The New 52 Wonder Woman origin basically starts out with Hippolyta. Now, as you know, Wonder Woman originally was sculpted from clay. No, it's not that no more. She's not Clay no more. So basically, Wonder Woman comes from when Zeus came down, seducted her, and impregnated her. So Wonder Woman is actually technically now a demigod, meaning Hercules is his brother, and you know all the other gods on Olympus, which makes her a demigod.
You know,
Point
Hercules,
one.
the Marvel Hercules.
Well, there's a DC Hercules too, just like there's a Marvel Ares and a DC Ares.
I think Marvel Hercules is a lot cooler.
Well, just because
he's got the Asian sidekick. Come
well,
on,
just because
man.
y'all Hercules can look at people and take people powers like a mazo don't mean nothing.
So, is it because Zeus had a child with her, or she is the product of that
No,
relationship?
she had a child with her. You know how in the mythology Zeus came down and impregnated women from time to time. That's
Right.
basically what happened.
He impregnated Wonder Woman?
No,
Or
Hippolyta.
she was the product of that. Okay.
Hippolyta, okay?
Okay. Gotcha.
And nobody knew that Hippolyta was pregnant with Zeus' daughter except War, aka Ares. And when Ares found out, at a very young age, he started coming down and training her to be the great warrior that she is today.
Okay.
Infesting her, embracing her powers, and her powers come out. This is why Wonder Woman also strength has increased from the original Wonder Woman. This is why Wonder Woman actually can smack people like Superman and stuff now and actually hurt them. Because since she's a demigod, it means she's had mystical background, and you all know people like Superman is very vulnerable to that, Jacob, unfortunately. But also, Wonder Woman is just great because they changed her whole repertoire of weapons too. So let's talk about her bracelets. Her bracelets now, from her origin story, is made by Festus still, of course. And her bracelets can generate any weapon she wants at will. She wants a sword? Cool. She gets a sword. She wants a mace? Cool, she gets a mace. She wants 2 shields? Cool, she gets shields. I think that's pretty cool that her bracelets...
Solid.
Is her lasso of truth more so just another weapon, or is it still her primary?
No, the Lasso of Truth is still her primary weapon. She still uses it. The Lasso of Truth actually does a lot more now to a certain extent because the Lasso of Truth actually can read people's minds. Wonder Woman can actually see the truth in your head just by putting it around. You don't even have to talk no more for her to get it now.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So it's different.
I'm really afraid she's gonna wrap it around somebody's head.
Man, and this is the best part about it. And the story arc, actually, Hades wanted Wonder Woman to marry her, but he only wanted Wonder Woman to marry her if she loved him. And she was like, of course I love you. But of course, you know, she was in a bind and she had to say that to get out of the situation she was in. So what Hades do? He hangs her by the lasso of truth and says, so, do you really love me? And at the bottom is just like Demon Dog just ready to rip her apart. Won't spoil the end for y'all, but it was a pretty good one. So let's get back to the bracelets though. This is why I say Wonder Woman is the most broken superhero right now in the New 52, aside from Dr. Fate and my boy Flash, of course. Because her bracelets contain some power. She's like the Hulk. When Wonder Woman gets angry enough in a fight now, her bracelet literally breaks off, or she takes them off like the Hulk. And she gets the full power of her father Zeus. She gets the power of a full-blooded god. So she literally can have the essence of Zeus inside her and throw thunderbolts and just get increased strength, increased speed, and everything. New 52 Wonder Woman is ridiculously strong and ridiculously powerful. The main reason I really like her origin is just because personally I never really was a fan of the clay thing, and I feel like her being impregnated by Zeus and Hippolyta and that whole relationship now, it just makes her relationship with the guys a little bit more interesting, because it's like now, recently in the story, she killed Ares. When you kill somebody in the DC universe on Mount Olympus, you become their god and get their power. So now she has the powers of Ares.
Well, didn't you just say that Ares was the one that trained her?
Yes, she did.
So why are they enemies?
Where are you going, Jacob?
Because basically
Come back.
they're enemies because the first unborn child of Zeus got loose, okay? Basically he's a really strong guy, just to sum it up, and he's a villain. When the first unborn child was doing a rampage on Earth or whatever, Wonder Woman and War had to team up to save her.
Okay.
They stopped him, but Ares was deadly wounded. He was like really on the brink of death. Okay. Apollo, Zeus died. Apollo killed Zeus. He's the king of Mount Olympus. Okay.
Spoilers, Neeby.
Yeah, spoilers, Neeby. Well, y'all keep asking me questions, so I'm explaining to y'all. And Apollo, right? After Wonder Woman brought the unborn son back and chained up in the lasso tree because it is indestructible still, but Ares bleeding, Apollo said, well, Ares on the brink of death. You got to kill him now. And Wonder Woman said, I'm not going to kill him. She said, well, either you kill him or I kill you. So she killed him. And she tricked him because now she's the god of war.
So it's also kind of like a mercy.
So basically, guys, Wonder Woman can beat the crap out of Kratos. Well,
Just about to say that.
she's
She's got to go against Kratos?
No, I'm just saying, but Kratos never could. Even Kratos before then couldn't beat Wonder Woman. Kratos needs a whole bunch of weapons anyway to do anything to people.
Okay.
But, yep, that's my broken origin. Oh, one more thing I want to throw out there. Sorry, guys, for doing too. Flash. Don't want to get into his origin. New superpower he has. Speed Mind. He has probability control. Yes, Flash has probability control. What is probability control, you ask me? I'm not talking about the hero clicks reroll that dice type of probability control. I'm talking about the type of probability control when Flash can see the outcome, 100 different outcomes of one situation in a nanosecond in his brain. Dude, that's probability control. I know probability control when I can see it.
So
It's called speed line.
you can never not win.
Yes, against Flash. Flash is broken. in real life.
DC, if everyone's broken, no one's broken.
Yes.
Ra's al Ghul origin, you should check it out. Incredible.
It is really good.
Other notable origin, Cyborg Superman. Definitely check
Yeah,
that out.
I was gonna say that's our boy. That's our boy. The only reason to read New 52 Supergirl.
Don't read Lobo. Lobo's blasphemy. Don't ever read his New 52 origin that is not Lobo.
The pretty one?
Sip
Pretty Lobo?
martinis.
Emo Lobo.
Emo Lobo.
Yo, shut up, yo.
Lost Boys Lobo.
Shut up! It's not Lobo.
I thought Little Lobo was pretty bad.
You'll live forever, Michael. But you must feed. Feed off.
Cool
Anyway.
Lobo's clone.
Anyway, guys, I think we can call it a wrap for the night. Okay? So just remember, guys, and that's
What Darryl K says.
Anyway, like I said, I hate New 52 Lobo. It's blasphemy.
So gay. So gay. He looks like Twilight Lobo.